All right, today we're jumping into a really fantastic short story. It's about an idea that sounds so simple, but is actually incredibly profound. The idea that giving is just as crucial as getting.
So, the entire story really boils down to this one question. I mean, it seems obvious, doesn't it? A gift isn't really a gift until you give it away. But what's fascinating here is how this story takes that simple thought and blows it up into like a fundamental law of the universe, a rule that applies to everything, not just us. Okay, so let's set the scene. The story kicks off with our main guy, Zarathustra, hanging out in his sanctuary way up on a mountain. And right from the get-go, he does something kind of strange. He greets the sun, but not like you'd expect. He doesn't worship it. He talks to it like a peer, an equal.
Just think about that for a second. The power dynamic there is wild. No bowing, no praying. He just raises his hand and addresses this great star as if it's a colleague. This tells you right away that Zarathustra has a totally different perspective on how the world works.
And then he drops this incredible opening line. It's not a prayer, it's more like a challenge. He's basically saying to the sun, hey, what good is all your happiness if you have no one to share it with? This just completely flips our usual ideas about who has the power in that kind of relationship. And this idea, this is the absolute heart of this story. The notion that the person giving the gift needs the person receiving it. It's not just a nice little act of charity for the sun to shine. Nope. According to Zarathustra, it's something the sun has to do to survive. And he's been thinking about this for a while. For a whole decade, he and his two companions, an eagle and a serpent, have been there every single day. They've been the audience for the sun's big show, catching all that extra light and warmth. This is the real kicker. Without someone there to receive that light, the sun's job would just be pointless, a boring, endless chore. It's the act of giving that stops the sun from getting sick of its own light. Crazy, right? Okay, and this is where it gets really personal. Zarathustra is staring at the sun, and suddenly he's not just seeing a giant star anymore. He's seeing a mirror. He's seeing himself. And bam, it's this huge aha moment. This comparison here is perfect for understanding what's going on in his head. You've got the sun on one side, it's overflowing with light and needs to give it away. And on the other side, you have Zarathustra. He's overflowing with wisdom, and he realizes he's in the exact same boat. He has to share it with people. He's basically a human son. So, once he has this realization, he knows he can't just stay up on his mountain anymore. It's like having a cup that's filled right to the very top. If you don't pour some out, it's useless, right? He gets it now. He has to go down.
And listen to how he puts it. It's so intense. He says he's a vessel that must pour out or break. Wow. So it's not just a nice idea to share, it's an absolute necessity. The alternative is literally breaking apart under the pressure of all that unshared knowledge. Because what happens if he just stays there? Stagnation. That wisdom he's collected, if he just hoards it, it'll go bad. It's just like anything else. If you don't use it, it rots. To keep it fresh, to keep it alive, he's got to share it. It needs to be out in the world, interacting with people. And that brings us to the big takeaway from all this. It's a really simple but powerful truth, right? It's about this give and take relationship that applies to, well, pretty much everything, from a star in the sky to a thought you just had. You could call it a giver-receiver symbiosis. It's this awesome concept that giving isn't a one-way street. The person giving isn't just doing someone a favor. They're actually fulfilling a critical need inside themselves, and they absolutely need the receiver to make that happen. And that, at the end of the day, is the lesson Zarathustra learns. To stay vibrant, to feel alive, he had to give himself away. His wisdom, his insights, that was his light, and he had to share it. So, that kind of leaves us with a question to chew on. We've all got something we're overflowing with. Maybe it's a skill, an idea, or just some kindness. So the question is, what's the light that you're hoarding? What's that thing you need to give away before it starts to weigh you down?